Good morning YouTube, it's Dave here, back out for another adventure. Still in the Lake District, as you might be able to tell. You actually joined me this morning on top of my first Wainwright of the day and my fourth Wainwright overall. This is Latrigg. It's one of the smallest Wainwrights, but the same can't be said for what I'm doing next, which is going up there. That is Skiddaw. It's the 6th highest mountain in England and the 6th highest of the Wainwrights as well. I'll be heading up that in a minute, and it's going to be quite a long one today. So that's why I didn't bother filming the walk up to Latrigg, because the car park is just down the other side here. So it's only taken me about 15 minutes I think to get up to the top here, and that's including stopping and filming a few bits. But I wanted to bring you these views because they're stunning. Look at this over here. You got the town of Keswick just down here in the foreground, Derwent Water in the background. That's the Catbells Ridge that I climbed yesterday. If you've seen last week's video, you'll recognise that. And that's Maiden Moor behind it, just crowned by clouds at the moment, and High Spy rising out of the clouds behind it. Look at these views of the Helvellyn Ridge this morning. Clouds just creeping across the very tops of the fells, and the mist trapped in the valley in between. It's incredible. And yesterday when I was climbing Catbells, the mountains to the north in the northern Lake District, so Skiddaw up here, Little Man just in front of it, which we'll be going to today as well, and Blencathra over here, they were all completely shrouded in clouds, or their summits were completely shrouded in clouds for pretty much the entire day. But today the clouds seem to have moved further south, and to the north it's relatively clear at the moment. That's actually supposed to change later on, so I better not dilly-dally around too much down here. I'm hoping to tick off 4 more Wainwrights today. Done 3 yesterday, which was Catbells, Maiden Moor and High Spy. This is Latrigg. It's number 4 overall, but number 1 of the day. And Latrigg, even though it's called Latrigg, has no trig. I've said it before and I'll say it again, I don't name them. And then the other ones I'm going to plan to do today are hopefully Skiddaw Little Man, which is the pointy one right in front of us, Skiddaw, which is the big one behind it off to the left, and then possibly Lonscale Fell, which is this one heading out to the eastern side of Skiddaw here. But you can see the trail I'm going to be walking along, and there's going to be lots of switchbacks and false summits, and it looks like a steep old climb. There's going to be quite a long one today, quite a tiring one as well by the looks of it, especially after yesterday. Yesterday was a tiring walk. It's very windy today as well, which we didn't have yesterday, so hopefully overheating is not going to be so much of a problem today. But staying warm might be, although I think that climb's going to keep you nice and warm. Up at the summit might be a bit different. Getting tripod shots is probably also going to be a bit of an issue, because yeah, very windy today. I don't think the tripod's gonna like that very much. I mean, look at these views. Like I say, 10-minute walk from the car park and we've already got this. And these are the views from one of the smallest fells in the Lake District. I think that's Grassmoor over there, poking up above the clouds. I think that's the one I could see yesterday from Catbells and Maiden Moor. Yeah, I think that's Grassmoor, just with its summit poking above the clouds. It'd be amazing to be up there at the moment. But you never know, we might get a cloud inversion yet today. It is supposed to be cloudy all day, and it's cloudy at the moment. There's sun trying to come through, but there are lots of clouds around. Hopefully the summit stays clear at least, because the views from up there are going to be absolutely incredible. So stick around, let's see if we can see them, shall we? This is the memorial to Edward Hall, and Joseph Hall, who are two beloved Skiddaw shepherds. And we're not on the mountain yet. That's the mountain over there. We're still just on the hike towards the mountain, to the foot of the mountain basically. But we've already come up a fairly steep incline. Got me going a little bit this morning. Got me warmed up certainly, and so much so to the point that I'm already considering taking this jacket off. I think we drop down to the foot of the mountain just over here, just over this ridge, and then I'll probably take this off before I start the actual ascent. But you can see the route in front of us now, zigzagging its way up the mountain. Oh, it's definitely going to be a tough one today, but it should be enjoyable. If the views are anything like I think they're going to be, then it would definitely be worth it. And so the climb begins. I don't mind telling you guys, it's steep already. I'm already breathing hard, but the reward is going to be worth the pain, I'm sure. And this is the thing about hiking, and I do this on Dartmoor all the time, and I'm going to be putting it into practice today definitely, is that it's hard when you start. That first climb of the day, or that first steep climb of the day, is always a killer, because Latrigg was nice and easy. You get yourself into a rhythm, and everybody has their own rhythm. There's no race to the top, it's just about getting there. So you can take your time, find your own rhythm, and you just stick to that rhythm. Just keep putting one foot in front of the other. And it's like the tortoise and the hare, isn't it? Even if you're moving slowly, you just keep putting one foot in front of the other, and you get there eventually. I'm usually a pretty quick hiker, but obviously when I'm filming a YouTube video, I'm stopping to do lots of shots. There's probably not going to be too many tripod shots on the way up, just because every time I stop I have to get my backpack off, get the tripod out, get the camcorder out, and also when I set it up I've then got to walk back down a bit, turn around, walk back past it, turn around, pick it up, put it away and carry on walking up. So it's extra miles, extra climbing. Don't need that today. But already the views are stunning. I'll get to this corner here and I'm going to show you the view off to the left hand side behind you, because you're looking at my ugly mug when you should be looking at that. And that's Latrigg over there, so we're already pretty much level with the summit of Latrigg. I might be above it again now. And look at these clouds. You can see them just rolling around the side of the fell there, kind of rolling off the summit and around. I hope you can see it on the GoPro. I can't see it through the GoPro screen, but the GoPro always looks very different on the screen here, because the screen's so small. It looks very different now compared to when I'm editing it, so hopefully you'll be able to see that. Luckily I don't think it stays this steep the whole way up. Don't forget, big cat bells and Maiden Moor and High Spy yesterday. I tell you what, Maiden Moor has got clouds in between it and High Spy now. I bet that's a stunning view. I do want to get a cloud inversion on the channel. It'd be lovely. I don't think we're going to get one today. Not from Skiddaw anyway, because it's nice and clear around here. And I think, to be honest, if the clouds do come in, they're probably going to cover the summit of Skiddaw, which I don't want to happen. I want to get these views off over the side, because look how beautiful it is already, and we've only just started going much higher than this. Yesterday it felt like I was climbing pretty quickly on my way up Cat Bells and Maiden Moor and High Spy, but the climb doesn't seem to be going very quickly today. It's a bit of a slog getting up here, but I'm doing it. Keep on keeping on, eh? well up above Cat Bells and Maiden Moor now. I think we're up above High Spy too. Hard to tell from this distance, but just poking over the horizon you can see the summit. I think that's the summit of Skiddaw Little Man, which is, as the name would suggest, a little bit shorter than Skiddaw, but it's also a Wainwright in its own right, so got to climb that one as well. I think the views from both of them will absolutely make this climb worth it. The climb, incidentally, is starting to even out a little bit. It's still bloody steep, but it's a lot less steep than it was. The gradient has calmed down a little bit. I'm actually starting to make some pretty decent time up here now. But that first part of the climb was an absolute killer. I can't wait to see what it looks like when I get to the top. We've got our first glimpse of blue skies above the summit, although rather ominously there is a cloud rolling in. Although I say it's ominous, I bet that's a fantastic view from the summit looking down on that cloud. It's coming just below the summit there. It's a pretty fantastic view from here looking up at it, to be fair. It feels like there's not that much further to go now, although as much as this bit has evened out a lot compared to what it was anyway, I'm still going up a relatively steep incline. It's going to get a lot steeper again on the final push to the summit, so I'm still going to have to earn it over this last part, but that's what we're here to do, and I'd say I've definitely earned it today. You lot have earned it by proxy. You've earned it for watching the video and putting up with me. It's a very moody look to the Lake District today. Not as sunny and bright as yesterday. There's mist in between all the mountains. There's low hanging clouds. It's still gorgeous though. Look at this blue sky that we've got now. Let's try and get up there before all that disappears. So that is the main route up to Skiddaw that way, but we're heading up there to Skiddaw Little Man, and I'm pretty sure if you follow this kind of grass route out here, I'm sure that's the way that takes you up to Lonscale Fell, which I may do later. But first things first, the main goals of today are going to be Skiddaw Little Man just up here and then Skiddaw over there. It's a steep climb up this last section to Skiddaw Little Man, and my body had just gotten used to a much more gradual ascent over the last sort of 20 minutes or so, and now I've got this being thrown at me again. It's definitely a test today. It's the toughest climb I've done so far on the channel, but it's going well so far, and we're nearly at the first summit, or the second summit I suppose, Latrigg being the first one. Compared to this, it doesn't even feel like a summit, as beautiful as the views were. I don't know how well it's coming across on camera, but it's practically vertical climbing up here. It's a really steep last push to the summit of Skiddaw Little Man, but surely the views are going to be worth it, surely. Here's one little summit, not the summit of Skiddaw Little Man, but it's a summit of rusty metal parts. We'll just very carefully just boop. And look at this for a view. It's incredible, but we're not at the top yet. We've still got a little bit further to go. It was a false summit. I told you there'd be some false summits, and they still tricked me. But we're at this little summit of Skiddaw Little Man. Look at the cloud on the fells over there, just kind of scooting over the tops. beautiful view down into the valley from here as well. But I'm going to carry on to that summit, and yeah, we'll see what the views are like up there. These people, fell runners, I have a tremendous amount of respect for, because to run up these mountains and then to turn around and run back down again takes an incredible amount of skill as well as fitness, because even just running down these is so difficult. It's got to be so knackering on your knees. So if you're watching this and you're a fell runner, good on you. Nearly at the top. It's just up there. If we look off to the right, this cloud bank rolling in. It's coming towards me like a wraith, just gliding up the side of the fell. So I kind of want to get on top and see if I can look down onto it. I think that would be beautiful, and that would be a great reward for this climb. But I don't know if this is a full summit or not that I'm coming up to now. I'm hoping it isn't. I want to get on top and look down on this, because I think I'm now just above the clouds. Let's get up there and watch it roll over us. A weird feeling, look, blue sky above and cloud below. But this is going to look stunning. I don't even want to turn around and see what it looks like behind me just yet. I want to get up to the top, save it for when I'm at the summit. I can see wisps of cloud just drifting across the path in front of me here. And this is Skiddaw Little Man, 865 metres. Another Wainwright. And we have together, say it with me, summited. Look at this. That's the trail we've just come up that was crystal clear, and just before it takes it away, these are the views off in that direction. And the cloud, it's like it's pouring up over the side of the fell. And I said it was gliding up towards me like liquid. We have timed this perfectly. This is stunning. This is so worth the climb. Look down there, that's that kind of second summit, the full summit if you like, for Skiddaw Little Man. Just about poking out through the clouds. This is stunning. It's so beautiful. And it looks like the clouds are just drifting up now to envelop me. Here they come. It's like a cooling mist on me. We timed this summit perfectly. It couldn't have been more perfect if I planned it. This is just, words don't do it justice. The cloud just drifting across. The summit of Skiddaw, visible once again. And now look, now it's cleared. Wow. I'm a lucky boy. I'm a lucky, lucky boy this morning. I've got goosebumps running down my arm. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. And now the clouds cleared the mountain. Look, it's dissipated on the other side. It's not there anymore. If you've watched this far into the video, I hope you're as impressed by that as I am. Oh, a little bit more. Just sweeping over the lower summit there. You can see Lonscale Fell back into view over there again now. Blencathra in the background with one singular cloud just hanging in the air in front of it. Got this stunning view down into this valley here as well. And then Skiddaw up there with blue skies behind it and above it by the look of it. And then over here, I think this one down here, don't quote me on this, again, I don't know the Lake District as well as I know Dartmoor, but I think that's Carlside, I think it's called over there, that you just come down off of Skiddaw and head up onto there. We won't be taking that one in today, but that'll be one to do in the future. If you haven't guessed already, I will definitely be coming back here. You can see the Cat Bells Ridge over there, Cat Bells, Maiden Moor behind it, High Spy behind that, and all of the mountains are just kind of silhouetted today. Very moody feel to it, much darker than it was yesterday. No less beautiful, possibly more beautiful. There's the car park where I parked for today's walk. My car's down there somewhere. And now we've got the rest of the climb. The big drop down off of Skiddaw Little Man, and then a big climb up onto Skiddaw. If we get anything like that happen again, well, I mean, I don't know how we can top that, to be honest. I think that might be the best view of the day. But we're going to keep on going anyway, see if we can beat it. Well, the cloud's still blowing in periodically. There's quite a bit of it coming this way, so might be walking through it in a minute. I'm just coming down off of the summit of Skiddaw Little Man now. I'm going to head up to the top of Skiddaw. That'll be my next stop. It's such a beautiful walk. It's definitely a lot more difficult than yesterday's walk up to Cat Bells and Maiden Moor and High Spy. This is definitely a harder climb. A much bigger climb, but the views, oh my god, the views from Skiddaw Little Man were incredible. And I can't believe how lucky I got with those clouds blowing in around me just as I got to the summit. Oh, look at this, it's like being on Dartmoor. Skiddaw Little Man at 865 metres, that's a new best height for the channel, overtaking High Spy yesterday, which was 646 metres, so it's a new best height by quite a bit, over 200 metres. But it won't stay the best for long, because Skiddaw, which is up there, is the 6th highest mountain in England, one of only a handful that are over 900 metres tall. 930 metres Skiddaw is, and so that's going to be the new height for the channel. And today, unfortunately, is my last walk in the Lake District until the next time I'm back. I definitely will be coming back, but yeah, I think because of that it will probably remain the highest on the channel for quite some time, because I've not got any more holiday booked off work at the moment. I've not got any other trips planned for the rest of the year, so I think we're going to be sticking to lower elevations for the foreseeable. Unless something comes up, I might get a few days off work at some point, or just decide to go on a spontaneous weekend away, or we might get some higher climbs in, maybe in Wales or something like that. Look at the tops of all these mountains here. They're just all like dark shadows. Well, the ascent has got a lot steeper again. Once again, the miles are ticking slowly by. But I think now I am actually higher than Little Man. So I think this is, what should we call it, an altitude record for the channel. And there really isn't far to go now. It's going to start evening out in a little bit, because you've got, I think, the summit just over there. If that's not the summit, then it ain't far away from the summit. But there's a south summit to Skiddaw, and then the true summit, which is further north. And I don't know if this is the south summit that I'm coming up to now, or if the south summit is that pile of rocks over there. I think it might be that pile of rocks over there actually, because I can see what looks to me like a trig point beyond that, and that will be the true summit. And so we are not far away now. We're very close. Oh. I'm gonna get up here, get up to this cairn. I'm gonna take a look off in this direction, because we haven't seen the views out this way yet, because Skiddaw has been blocking them for the entire walk. And oh, they're looking good. They are looking good. Look at this. A few clouds, but let's have a look. This is the one, I think this is Carl's side. This fell here. Oh, it's so beautiful. Or the collections of clouds, if you like, just being trapped in between the mountains as well. You don't get this on Dartmoor. When the clouds are down on Dartmoor, they are down, you don't see a thing. Here it's like, it's that perfect mix of, you've got all these stunning views, but you've also got the clouds kind of trapped in the mountains as well. Look at this. See what, the only thing left for me to see is a cloud inversion one day. That's what I really want to see, and what I really want to film on the channel for you guys. But today is tick some boxes for me, for this channel as well. And we haven't finished the walk yet. I'm very blowy up the top here, as you would imagine, it being the summit, tallest piece of land for miles around. And we basically just follow this ridge line along, and all the climbing's done. It's going to be mostly descent from this point, although I think if I'm going over to Lonscale Fell, and since I'm up here, I think it'd be rude not to. I think there's going to be a bit of climbing to get up there, because I follow the trail back down and it kind of goes into a dip and then back up, similar to coming down off Skiddaw Little Man. But I'll skip Skiddaw Little Man on the way back. I'll take the bypass route that kind of goes off around the side of it. I don't know if you can still see here, but you've got Skiddaw Little Man going up just over there, and you've got the trail that bypasses it going around the side, that stays nice and low and avoids all that extra climbing. I'll be sticking to that trail on the way back. As beautiful as the views were from Skiddaw Little Man, I don't need to do all that climbing twice in one day, not all that extra climbing anyway, on top of what I'm already doing for this walk. We're very nearly at the summit now. This is going to be 930 metres, a new altitude record for the channel, and the biggest mountain that I've ever climbed. I don't think I've done too badly, considering my first mountain was yesterday, Cat Bells. I did 3 of them, and I've come straight up here. This is my 3rd Wainwright of the day. This is Skiddaw, complete. I'll show you this. You can't quite see it today, but on a clear day can see all the way out to Scotland, across the Solway Firth in that direction. But not today. Not a chance today. It's too cloudy. But my God, is it beautiful anyway. These views are stunning. And that makes the hike worth it. I'm going to take a seat and have some lunch. I'm not going to film myself eating, so I'll catch you all in a minute. Look, I'm just a little bit along from the summit. Summit's just back there, you can see the cairn. The clouds have really rolled in though. I'll stop for about 20 minutes or so to have my lunch, and look at this. But we've still got some beautiful views over this side, just with the clouds shrouding parts of it. But it's not just on Skiddaw, you can see all the clouds over there and the rest of the fells as well. So it's gonna be a cloudy afternoon. Good thing I got up nice and early. I got up here when I did. Just gonna pop along to this part of the summit and just have a look over here, see what the views are saying. But I would imagine it's going to be mostly clouds below me, but that doesn't mean it won't be beautiful. So beautiful. There's a crow. It's stunning up here. It really is. Chilly though. Now I've stopped moving for a bit, had some lunch. Cold. I think the wind's picked up slightly, and obviously the clouds blowing in probably doesn't help either, but look at this. It's so beautiful. Today's been my favourite hike on the channel so far. My toughest, but my favourite. All of these views. We've just got one little gap in the clouds there, but everything else, every now and then the landscape just emerges out of the clouds. I should probably start thinking about heading on to Lonscale Fell. I was gonna do all my zoom shots and stuff from the top of here with my handy cam, but I don't think I really can at the moment because you've got nothing to zoom in on. I should have done it when I first got here, shouldn't I? Lesson learned. I was sat on the western slope when I was eating my lunch, facing out that way, and a few clouds had rolled over, and I figured it was just kind of more of that little clouds that we'd seen on the walk up, and then all this is coming in the other direction. Never mind, eh? It's beautiful nonetheless. It's very atmospheric. Heavenly almost. Look at this. You're just starting to see some of the scenery poking out from between the clouds over there. At the risk of sounding like Owen Wilson. Wow. We've got a little bit of visibility back. Clouds just starting to clear a bit. That's where we're going next. That is Lonscale Fell. Look at this, it's not completely clear, but you can just see all the way down into Keswick and out to Derwentwater clouds. I mean, yeah, they're kind of blocking parts of the view, but adding so much more atmosphere to it. And just before these clouds blew in, out over kind of the rest of the fells, you could see how much more cloud cover there was over there as well, how much thicker the clouds looked that were trapped in between the mountains. So it has just kind of all blown in onto the Lake District by the looks of it. The wind's blowing over from the west, so all of this, the wind is blowing west, it's blowing over from the east. So all of these clouds are coming from northeast England. And look at this now, just as it opens up in front of us. We've got Lonscale Fell directly in front. Blencathra's still kind of half covered in clouds. Skiddaw Little Man up there where we went earlier. This view down into the valley here is absolutely stunning. I won't get tired of these views. Hopefully they're coming across as well on camera as they are in real life. I mean, they never do, but as well as they possibly can be on camera compared to real life, I guess. Well, passing underneath Skiddaw Little Man now, and this view off to my left, out towards Blencathra and Lonscale Fell there. That's unbelievable, isn't it? I'm back off the track now, heading up this kind of, it's not a track, is it? It's not really, it's a trail, I guess you could call it a trail. Up over, well, I believe this is Jenkins Hill or Jenkin Hill, with a gorgeous view down to Derwent Water down there and all the sheep, don't mind me. And I'm heading up to Lonscale Fell, which is up this way. You go over Jenkins Hill, whatever it's called, and just follow the trail. I think it dips down and then there's a what looks like a pretty hefty climb up to Lonscale Fell, and then I'm just gonna have to retrace my steps back down here, back to the trail. I'm guessing this is the top of Jenkin Hill. It's marked by two sheep. It's marked by this little cairn of rocks. Yeah, I'm guessing this is the top. Does the trail carry on going? Yeah, it does. Follows the fence line by the look of it all the way along. That fence looks like it goes all the way along and then up the side of Lonscale Fell. In fact, is that a trail leading up Lonscale Fell, or is that a wall? I think that's a wall. Kind of looks like a trail from this angle, but there's a wall leading up to it and then there's a right angle onto what looks like the trail. So I think it's a wall with like a mud track going up alongside it. Well, the trail, which is clear as day, coming all the way down here, gets to here, and then there's no stile or anything, there's no way around it. It's just this kind of metal gate that doesn't open, it's wired closed. So I had to climb over that. So I mean, this is definitely the trail because it carries on going up here as well, up to Lonscale Fell. So I don't think I'm trespassing. I hope I'm not trespassing. If I am, I'm very sorry, Mr. Farmer or Mrs. Farmer. But I don't see anywhere else to go, really. So I had to climb over that gate. Something to bear in mind if you're doing this walk. There's a trail on the other side of the fence. I don't know if that's where I'm supposed to be, but that barely looks like a trail at all. Whereas this is actually all clear track, clearly visible track leading up. So I've walked over loads of boot prints and stuff on this track as well, so people clearly walk this way. I don't know, but it feels a bit weird having to go over that. There's not stile or anything there, or a gate or anything like that. Now we're starting the big ascent up to Lonscale Fell. I've taken off the active jacket, now I'm climbing again. But to distract me from the climb, I'm going to talk to you about my new hiking trousers. You've probably noticed I'm wearing a pair of funky green trousers that I haven't worn before. That's because they're new. They're Carrymore Panther hiking trousers. Now, Carrymore Panthers aren't new to the channel because I've got 2 pairs of black ones and 2 pairs of grey ones. They're basically the only hiking trousers I wear. But these ones are new, they're green. But other than that, they're exactly the same as all the others. And the reason I want to tell you about them is 2 reasons really. 1, they're very good. It's the reason I always wear them. And 2, the reason I've bought 2 pairs of them is because they're currently in the sale at Sports Direct. There's a special offer on where normally these are, I think, £63 a pop, something like that. And that's too rich for me. I'm not paying £63 for a pair of hiking trousers. However, at the moment, and also the 2 times where I bought my other 2 pairs of, or my other 4 pairs, 2 lots of 2 pairs, my other 4 hiking trousers that are Carrymore Panthers, they're all in the sale as well. And what happens is when they go into the sale, they get marked down massively. So these were 50% off, so that's down to like £31, £32, something like that. And then it was, on top of the 50% off, it was buy 2 pairs for £45. So I got myself 2 pairs for 45 quid, and that's 2 pairs of trousers that are normally £63 each. So it's a really good deal, I think. I bought them at the same time as I bought my new Carrymore boots, my mid-mount 9s, which I thought I was going to be wearing all the time up in the Lake District, but I haven't worn them once because it's been too hot. It's the temperatures jumped up as I've come up here, so I've not needed them at all. They're very much winter hiking boots, so it doesn't matter that I've not used them for the couple of days that I'm up here. I'll get plenty of use out of them on Dartmoor this winter, that's for sure. Here we are, Lonscale Fell. Here's the summit, bagged, and well, the views. I think the trail carries on along here because I reckon that's a nicer viewpoint down there. So we'll head over there, shall we? Guys, when I'm right, I'm right. And oh boy, was I right. So this is a much better view than the actual summit of Lonscale Fell. It's this extra little crag that kind of comes out. It's the bit that we could see from over there, that kind of like sharp edge to it. Speaking of sharp edge, Blencathra's over there. Just the summit just shrouded in cloud at the moment. And this view down into the valley. I don't know if you can pick that up clearly, but the only sound, apart from a couple of birds tweeting, is the sound of rushing water. That white water that you can see cascading down the side of Blencathra. We'll come down now off of the summit of Lonscale Fell, which is just back there, mostly by the looks of it in the cloud now, and I'm heading back up here to the point where the trail out to Lonscale Fell meets back up with the Skiddaw trail. Definitely worth bagging the extra Wainwright. The summit itself of Lonscale Fell, not gonna lie, not amazingly impressive, just that little cairn of rocks. Views are nice. In any other part of the country, the views would be considered gorgeous from the top of Lonscale Fell, but I think just where it is compared to what I've already seen today as well, up at Skiddaw and Skiddaw Little Man, it wasn't that great. However, that little crag beyond Lonscale Fell is definitely worth visiting. So if you're up at Lonscale Fell up there, keep on going a little bit further. It's only about another 3 or 4 minutes walk, I'd say, not very far at all, to get to that extra crag. And the views down into that valley between there and Blencathra, oh, they were amazing. Again, the cameras won't have done it justice, but I hope I captured them pretty well for you. Nearly back at the trail now. Oh, sheep. Nearly back there. Then we just turn left and follow the trail back. If you keep going straight up, that leads up to Skiddaw Little Man, which must be completely covered in clouds right now. And the trail to the right is where I came back from when I came back from Skiddaw and bypassed Little Man. But yeah, we're gonna head back down the trail and off of this mountain, because the weather, as you can see, is very definitely rolling in. It's looking like a pretty thick bank of cloud at the moment that's come in. This is why you need to be very careful when you're up in the mountains, as well as on Dartmoor. You've got to be careful on Dartmoor as well, even though there aren't any mountains, but visibility can disappear just like that. So always have a map with you, always have a compass with you, know how to use them, have maybe a GPS system with you as well, but don't think that you can have a GPS system instead of a map and compass. They're your backup, if you like, because if the GPS system fails and you don't have a map and compass and you don't know where you're going, you are in a world of trouble, basically. That's when issues occur. But we know where we're going, down back towards the car, and it's this trail the entire way. I don't know how low the cloud's going to sweep in, so just taking these views while I can. Well, this is why I mentioned earlier that I have so much respect for fell runners. I can't imagine running down this. And there was the guy that we saw up on top of Skiddaw Little Man. I saw a couple of other runners come past me running down this stuff on my walk up, and I can't imagine it. My knees, my ankles are hurting just walking down normally. The descent can be almost as hard on your body as the ascent, because as much as the quads and the hips and the calves and the lungs are all burning on the way up, it's the knees and the ankles that are taking a pounding on the way down. It's your joints more than your muscles on the way down. But yeah, it's all part of fun, isn't it? Well, just like that, I'm down off of Skiddaw. There it is behind me, most of it anyway, in all its glory. I'm on this last little bit of ascent before I drop back down towards the car. Just wanted to make mention as well, I mean, once again, my Quechua NH100 hiking shoes, or Quechua NH100 hiking shoes, that cost me only £19 have done me pretty well today, including the off-road section up to Lonscale Fell, which I was a little bit worried for them on that point, I'm not going to lie, because it was a little bit muddy in places, mostly firm underfoot, but a little bit muddy, but they were fine, no issues there whatsoever. If it had been muddier, I think they would have struggled, because they don't like the mud very much. But in terms of these trails, these kind of dusty Lake District end of summer beginning of autumn trails that we've got a couple of days that I've been up here, they've done me really well for the last 2 days. They took me up Cat Bells, Maiden Moor, High Spy, and then back along that ridge again, and now they've taken me to Latrigg, Skiddaw Little Man, Skiddaw, and Lonscale Fell. So yeah, they've done all right as far as I'm concerned. I'm on my final little section back to the car now, just loops around this field, the car's just over there. So thank you very much for watching. As always, I hope you enjoyed watching this video as much as I enjoyed filming it, and I really enjoyed filming this one. It's been an absolutely amazing day. So yeah, thanks again for watching. If you're new around here, hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the like button, and I'll see you again soon for another adventure. Cheers.